And we are live. Welcome back, everybody. Hello, Sapphire. Hello, Trumpet. Hello, Chivery. Hello, Luke. Welcome, welcome. How y'all doing today? Start by taking care of the chickens. Cheeky, cheeky. Pets. Pets. Right. I'm doing. The teaser trailer for the next House Flipper DLC has me very, very excited. It looks so good. Hello, large dog. And hello, small, very, very jumpy dog. This is a multifunctional room. All right. What is this one? Okay. Slept on my neck funny, so I can't turn my head all the way to the right today. That's exciting. Oh no, there's a mole. Yeah, get gone. Enjoy your lurk. Okay. Hey, Boomer. Welcome, welcome. How are you today? Okay, now I want to know something. Oh, I could. Could I with something under it? Oh yeah, big mole. Like a badger. Not structures, surfaces. Maybe like this one? Yeah, those have been gone for a while. Something like this. Okay. Yeah. And then maybe. Boomer said I avoided early crash sleep, only to be wide awake at bedtime, as usual. Yeah, that sounds about right. Did manage to finally get my 10 hours in. At least there's that. I'm not sure what to do about the edge of that. I kind of want to do something like black. Not with a hammer. Something sort of like this. Yeah. Let's try it. Okay. There we go. Ooh. Oh, dagnabbit. Oh, nice. In other news, water's off 8 hours tomorrow for fire hydrant replacement. Okay. So it just occurred to me, this house would probably be really cute in brick with white trim. Alright. Especially since I can't change the railings. So those are just gonna have to be white. There we go. Whoop. Man, I'm rusty. Oh. It says, and finally, Thursday and Friday I have injections for my hand contracture. Not looking forward to that recovery road. Oh dear. I don't even know what that is. Let's look for some brick. I'm gonna swatch a couple of these. I really think that's gonna be way too bright. Sounds like Boomer's getting superpowers installed. Okay. Good luck. Yeah, commands are busted. I need to try to fix it. Again. Actually, we might just do the standard base game brick panels. These will look nice and cottagey. There's a house in my old hometown that I just find so adorable and fascinating. And it's a little brick house. It's right in the middle of town. And it's just like it just looks like a little cottage. It's so cute. Hey Greek, welcome, welcome. How you doing? Okay. Might leave the garage. Boomer, I always thought a turret looked cool. Any house with a tower gets like an extra 10 points to coolness. Hey Brave, welcome, welcome. How you doing? They just put out the like trailer and release date for the next DLC. I'm so excited. So of course I'm in a house flipping mood. Hey Benjamin, welcome, welcome. How you doing today? It's going. Let's get a bazillion more packages of these bricks. Oh, wrong thing. Oh no. Benjamin said, had a meeting with my boss. All is lost, hope abandoned. The new overseer is budget focused rather than customer focused. So, I woke up in quite the mood today. My homeopath prescribed a remedy, one I've had before, but this is the highest potency I've ever been prescribed. I took it last night, and oh my goodness, I've been cussing so much today. Oh dear. So I'm just sitting here like, I put the family friendly tag on the stream. Do not cuss about the lack of customer support in customer support. Oh, I've been foul-mouthed today. Thank you, Benjamin. Appreciate that. Greek. Oh, you thought you were supposed to get support in customer support? You fool. Yeah. Don't get me started on the economy. I'll go off. None of us want that, including me. The mood I'm in today, I don't want to deal with the consequences later on of stuff I could say now. Like, Customer support in this economy? Yeah, pretty much. But all that to say, sorry, Benjamin. We're rooting for you. gosh. Thank you, Boomer. Appreciate. Whoop. Yeah, our customer support is me and Luke. That's it. Luke, I did find out why my doctor fired me. Apparently he's retiring. It's like, they couldn't have just said that? Instead of, you don't have a doctor anymore, get lost. Like, what even? That's interesting, Greek. I have never had a good, useful interaction with a customer support bot. Literally ever. I think I'm cursed. My mother has the same problem, so it might be like a bloodline curse. There's that meme with an opossum screaming at a phone, and someone captioned it, "Representative!" And that's it. That's us. We both keep this meme in our favorites to send to each other whenever we have to call customer support for something. You tried the zero spam trick. The what? You have to use tricks? I just want to tell people what I need and have that happen. You call customer support if you spam zero with either voice or numpad. It usually triggers the operator thing and sends you to a human. I'm screenshotting that. What? What? Boomer asks, did anyone see the Married with Children episode where Al called for an auto part and got the phone key press choices from Gehenna? What? Oh no, Benjamin says that trick is being fixed. No. I just have to keep screaming representative in my possum voice. Giant chicky chicky. Well, I'm not the angry one when I first call. They bring it on themselves. Gehenna, another word for hell. Okay. Benjamin, representative! I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Representative! I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Ad infinitum. Yes. You know that scene in The Incredibles with Bob's boss reaming him out for helping their customers? I thought we were supposed to help people. We're supposed to help our people! Starting with our stockholders, Bob! Who's helping them out, huh? Oh, that's just been living rent-free in my head lately. You either understand bits or you don't. You will use the bot or you won't get helped. But the bot can't help me. My problem is always something that's not in the frequently asked questions. Every time. Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, Chiller. Welcome, welcome. We're complaining about customer service robots. Oh. Oh. What about when the menus don't have an option for the representative? Okay, I believe I was using the Harper windows. Ooh, there's an invisible white option. Yet we are the fools for buying their products. Yeah. Yeah, the... You know, for other stuff, press blank. Winds up being the only thing I can do. It's so sad. This one? Alright. Oh. Right. Okay. Like... Like, I never did get that return label. Months ago, I ordered something, they sent me the wrong item. Well, they have options for you ordering the wrong item. They have options for you not liking your item. They don't have an option in any of their trees for them sending you the wrong item. I had to jump through all of these ridiculous customer service hoops and finally got someone to tell me that, oh, like, because since obviously it's your fault for ordering the wrong item, you have to pay for the return shipping. Like, I did not order the wrong item, you sent me the wrong item, so I shouldn't have to pay the return shipping. And finally got someone to say that they would send me a return label via email, and I even got an email confirming like the call, everything, so I know that they have the right email. I never received the return label. I then, because she was like, you'll have it by the end of the business day. A week later, still didn't have it. So I called again and got more runaround and got another, we're so sorry about that. We promise that that the return label will be sent to you by the end of the business day. That was like 3 months ago. They did charge me for my item. It was not Amazon, it was PacSun. Hey Roy, you're right, the robots have my label. That's the problem. Greek says, yep, same. I ordered a microwave plate and they sent me the wrong size and they wanted me to do all this stuff to replace it. It now lives in the backseat of my car. Benjamin says, we got a FedEx package delivered that was the totally wrong address. Called FedEx. They said they'd schedule a pickup and then just didn't. Finally decided it's my package now. Calvin Klein and Tommy Hilfiger clothes inside. I win. Chiller, and that's why I prefer shopping in person. See, I tried shopping in person, but PacSun does not have changing rooms. So I couldn't try stuff on anyway. Like, okay then. Let's try putting this here. Yeah, they used to have changing rooms. Allegedly, they did away with them due to excessive shoplifting. But every time I've been in the PacSun, there's only 2 employees, and they're both just kind of at the front desk. Like, you could shoplift right in front of them and they would not care. So as far as I can tell, all it does is make it harder to buy their clothes, which have been going down in quality anyway, so... Which I'm really sad about, because I love their jeans, but their jeans aren't as well made as they used to be now. I'm upset. I think I've been going to turn this into a bathroom? I don't know. Oh dear. That's an improvement at least. Now you have to play jeans roulette and hope you get something that fits. Yes. Greek says it's hard to shop in person where I live. There's not much around here. Yeah, I grew up absolute middle of nowhere. So, yeah, I get that. I still have to drive like 45 minutes, an hour. To get to most shops. I forgot that I did a closet. Greek says, yeah, the biggest city where I can actually shop is about 45 minutes away from me, too. Samesies! Okay, seriously? Why does this one not fit? Like... Why? Why? This one? That'll do. Been doing way too much Sims because I'm thinking, oh yeah, I need to put those little lights everywhere so I can see. Those little lights are in the Sims. Oh yeah, I did a nice bathroom. Good. Put a nice window in here. It has to be something kind of small, right? Yeah. Okay. Let me find some wall paint. Paint, gradient, green. Man, I hope they fix these soon. Oh, forest green. Let's try it. Okay. Halloween update. No. So when they first introduced the gradient paints, they were all in gradient order, and then the next time they released an update, it shuffled them. And they still haven't put it back. They did announce when the next DLC is coming out, though, and it's like right after Thanksgiving. And I'm extremely excited. The trailer looked very cool. I am unapologetically simping for this game right now. Are we gonna get TNT? Happy Hallow Thank, miss. No TNT, but it looks like maybe skylights? Skylights and, you know, ceilings that are open to the floor above. So I'm stoked. That is an enormous carpet. How is that medium? Want one of those showers that rain on you. Hang on. So it's called the Dine Out DLC. And it adds food and some form of rentals. There's just so much that I'm so excited for. Hang on. Is that a rain shower? That one looks like it. Oh, there is this one. Just full on giant rain shower. So that is... Okay, those are from the luxury DLC. Just in case that's something you need to know. Interesting. I know that they're very popular and that people love them. I can't stand getting water in my face. So every time I see them, I'm just like, ugh, it would drip on me. Like, nope, 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 nope. Let's see. Spit. Yes. Oh, that hurt. I slept on my neck funny. It doesn't move that fast today. Thank you. Alright, now we find lights. Say find like I don't know exactly which ones I'm using. Let's do the bolts. I like the brass bolts. Use all my favorite stuff. Maybe replace the rug. Like, the cream's nice, but decorations for oh, that's enormous. That's better. Okay, there we go. Nice and cozy. And there's a full walk-in closet. I don't know if we need things like dressers in here. Hang on. I'm gonna check something. Alright. I think this. Oh no, Benjamin says stress drank my coffee earlier and now I'm crashing hard. Oof. 4 shots of espresso was supposed to last all day. I drank it in 30 minutes. Oh no. That's too much espresso for 30 minutes. Hello, Elin. How are you today? Flip house upside down. If I could, I would. I could have Mrs. Picklewiggle's house. I'm okay. Slept on my neck, funny. But other than that, I'm alright. Benjamin says the high was high, but now I'm grumpy and my head hurts. Oof. Get some real good windows in here. Oh, yes. So, my thought is, first let me find the flooring that I've been using. Which one was it? I believe it was this one. There we go. Boop. Okay. Alright, hang on, because I moved the door. There we go. Whoop. And hang on. Do I want to do this? Okay. One more. Okay. And lentils. Okay. And how big of space is that? It's about 1.5, I think. Expand it just slightly. Alright. Oh, which door? Don't want one of the smart doors. I really don't. Those drive me bonkers. They click, slide, click, slide. I don't have any cough drops with me. I am hoping that the remedy I started taking will help. So hopefully it'll clear up over the next couple of days. Fingers crossed. Thank you, Luke. I don't know. I really don't know. Let's do a little bit of a lighter color in here. Not much lighter. Maybe a little bit. I really like that essential sage. I'm designing this like it's gonna be my next office. I don't know if it is or not. I'm tired of fighting the floor plan on the current office. I love the view of the lake. It's ideal. Like real life, I would make it work. But man, it's bugging me in the game. Luke says elderberry is very wise, kind of like paw grape. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Or paint. So my thought is to lay this out like it's a design office. I'll have storage in there. I'll have like an office space over here. And then over here I'll do like more of a seating area, like someplace you can meet with clients. All right. Have a good day, Boomer. Thanks for visiting. Okay. Whoop, not flamethrower. I want to keep this place. Storage room. How about this? Always flamethrower. Give me a minute. See if CloudBot turned itself off again. Oh, Luke. Hang on. Editing. The bot is lazier than me, Benjamin says. Shh. Oh. Good. Come on. What on earth? Okay. Look. Is Streamlabs down? Oh no. Okay, well, that might be why there's a problem. The login screen is just endlessly loading, so alright, I'll troubleshoot that later. Should have gone lighter. Oop. All right. Okay. Yeah, like that. Hey, Chiv. Welcome back. How was your lurk? Do a door over there. Should there be a wall? I feel like maybe. Ah. 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 5. Oop. Oh, okay. Very mature, you know. Excellent, excellent. We love a pocket door. So I'm basically designing this place like it's going to be my next office, even though I don't know if it's going to be my next office. So part of that is I'm turning this like garage into a design office. It's called Essential Sage, and I want it in real life. Yeah, so like this room will have the like office desk type stuff. I think I'll move this a smidge. Yeah. So this one will be the office part. This will be like a seating area where you can meet with clients, and that'll have supply storage. That's the idea. Let's see. Furniture, office, desks. Probably somebody had to tell me I was adult after I got a bank account and started paying taxes. I relate to this, yes. Like, why'd they let me get a bank account? I am baby. Let's put the really big desk. Any scoot? Okay. Actually. Wide curtains. Hang on. None of those. Luke says every time the church asks me to help with something, shouldn't you get an adult to do that? Yeah. Yeah, relatable. The last fall that they asked you to be an elder? Yeah. And now they're like, so you could also be on the board of directors, right? It's like, the ones that run stuff? Where'd you get that idea? Hmm. Let me see. I think I'll use that rug that I looked at earlier here. Chip says asking you to help with VBS or youth groups, but know nothing about you or your level of knowledge. Well, thanks for assuming I'm experienced enough to wrangle kids, but I've never even babysat before. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, this is an issue. Well, also, like I'm... So they put me on the board of adult education. And like why did you put me on that? I'm new to this denomination. I'm like a convert. And they're like, yes, that's why, because you've shown interest in learning about stuff. What is it that you're wanting to learn that other people might also be interested in? And how do we get other people interested in asking questions like you are? And it's like, I don't know, I'm just weird. I always have questions. Hey, Trumpet, welcome, welcome. We're currently off on not really being adults, but the church keeps asking us to help with adult stuff. Like, why do you think I'm qualified? It's a very Animal Crossing color scheme. Ooh. I keep meaning to try out Animal Crossing. Like, I have it for Switch, and I've been keeping it on hand, and like every day I'm going, oh, maybe I could, no, I don't really have time right now. Every single day I'm like, oh, I could start Animal Crossing. No, I not right now. I'll do that later. And I've been doing that for the last week. I want it to be very soft, a little bit muted. Luke says you could play it while I play Zelda next week. This is true. Don't put off till tomorrow what can be done today. And then I'm gonna do one of my favorite little chairs. Let's see. this. Little curl up chair. Oh no. Trumpet says Philistine recommended I play Horizon Zero Dawn, so I bought it on sale the other day, but I still haven't played Skyrim or Witcher 3 that he's previously recommended. I can also highly recommend Skyrim. It's very, very good. Jiller, I also feel called out by that. I have things that I've been putting off for months and not doing. I would if I could, but I can't, so I won't. Alright. Trying to remember where this stuff is. See, this is why it's good that I'm getting back into playing before the DLC comes out, because then I'll like remember what stuff is. Okay, I have to use this somewhere. It's too cool not to. Like, probably not in this office, but somewhere. I forgot about the hidden goodies. Isn't the one on... Doesn't the Xbox one have a Minecraft Easter egg? Trumpet. I also bought House Flipper on sale, but haven't played it either. So Skyrim is a lot more like kind of immersive. House Flipper I recommend if you have like an audiobook or a podcast that you're trying to catch up on. Like, it's really good, but it's also very... I want to describe it as low stimulation. I would love this cabinet. I'd keep my fish on it. Oh, you have fish? Pets, cats. I might do the smaller one so that I can fit that better. Priorities. Sure, living room shelves. Here we go. Thank you. Chip says I can't get the cat to actually use the cat beds. I don't understand it. Wonder... Holy. The large one is huge. I can pretend. I still haven't gotten a cat. I really need to. Bedside cabinets. The wooden one. I feel like the marble one is like the trendy version, but this is the one that I would want. So maybe it's too small. That's what I'm wondering, because they have the small and large size, so small for kittens and large for adults. It... Yes. And... it over. And then I need something for it to be leaning against. Okay. Luke says, I think the Minecraft Easter egg is in all versions. Didn't find anything console specific for Xbox or PlayStation. Okay. Okay, they won't touch, but we can pretend. See, from that angle, it's fine. Could use a stack instead. No, I don't know. I don't know nothing. And let's see if I can find a nice office chair. I have been liking this new one from the Farm DLC. Chip says I want a stained glass lamp so bad. Same. Like, I want it so bad, but not quite bad enough to pay the amount of money that a stained glass lamp costs. Mm-hmm. Hence why that's like the only lamp I use in this entire game. Ooh, it says I've got an eye on my restore though. Oh, smart. What's a lamp? What's a volt? Let's see. They'll take video when they get new stock, and sometimes people claim stuff right then and there. Ooh. Boom. Hot chocolate, tablet, cozy little corner to curl up in. What? Yeah? Think so? Oh my gosh, this is looking so cozy. Like already. Music on. Curl up in the corner, put your feet up. Do some drawing on the little tablet. Greek, I want to die in this room. The chalk outline would ruin the aesthetic. Maybe more of a just let me rot. How about an I want to weather a hurricane in this room? We'll pretend that the windows would be completely unbreakable and you can just watch the rain beat against them. Just that one plant. No such thing as too many trees, except in a hurricane. Yeah. If this room makes me want to become a shut-in. There you go. That's the vibe. Yep, we can fantasize. I haven't decided yet if this is actually going to be my next office or not. I'm waiting to see if I like it. So I'm just gonna put like a kind of standard laptop here. I could spill so much water on that desk. Gosh. Chip says my own room is making me a bit of a shut-in. It's funny, it's actually pretty close in color scheme. Nice. Do I have, like... don't have blueprints. Didn't I have something? Did I get rid of it? I vaguely remember using something for one of the Nancy Drew houses. Don't know if I kept it once I was done. Scroll, 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 scroll. Oh. Says instead of the sage, it's a very pale, cool gray and forest carpet. I had the rocking chair in here, but I swapped it for the elliptical. Oh, nice. Also, the Dine Out DLC is going to add, in some way, customizable tablecloths. So, like, I'm completely stoked. They barely had to show anything in the trailer, and I'm already like, auto buy. I'm good. Like, you don't have to sell me on this. It's already sold. I'm here. Mm-hmm. I love that they're still finding new stuff to add. Yeah, I need to go through and clear a bunch of this stuff out again. There's so many random things that I'm just never gonna find. Okay. I just complain for a second that most of the comments, at least when I looked, most of the comments on the release date trailer video were negative and were people complaining about them putting out a DLC for House Flipper 1 instead of a paid DLC for House Flipper 2. Like, House Flipper 2 hasn't been getting free updates like every other month. Like, why are you putting out more content for House Flipper when it's still a bigger game than House Flipper 2? They have been putting out content updates for House Flipper 2 for free on a regular basis and are currently going into the beta testing for multiplayer or whatever. Like, why are people complaining? I'm so puzzled. Like, how dare you continue to support the game that you said you were going to continue to support? And they've been adding really, really cool stuff to House Flipper 2. Like, so yeah, I don't know what's wrong with people. It's people on the internet. Everybody's cranky. Like, I'm happy for it. I'm looking forward to whatever updates they do with House Flipper 2. And House Flipper 1 is my game, but I'm still interested in what they're doing with House Flipper 2. Good majority of people have to complain about something. If they're not complaining about something, they're not happy. Yes. Luke, flip it around and you'd hear, why don't you put this out for House Flipper 1? You just abandoned it. Yes. Chiv says, I'd rather be able to continue to enjoy what I already bought than be pressured to move on to the next new thing. Yes, which is what I was so worried they would do with House Flipper 2. So the fact that they have really continued to support both games has made me very happy. And they've been putting out all of these free updates for House Flipper 2, and they haven't been doing as many free updates as they used to do for House Flipper 1. Like, they used to do, you know, a Halloween house every year and stuff like that, and they haven't been doing as many of those things. And so I'd been a little like, oh, maybe they are just shifting focus and House Flipper 1 just isn't really a priority for them anymore. And then they put out the teaser trailer for Dine Out, and it's like, oh, no, we're good. We're good. And they've put so many, like, very up-to-date trend styles in it, which I'm really excited about. Like, they've really kept it feeling relevant as a design game. Now, there is one hair. Okay. I will lose my mind. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Chiv says, I'm hoping the garden sim I got was that Garden Life. Get some much needed updates. It doesn't take too much to do the story and definitely needs more options for plants. And I keep getting this problem where, like, I'll have one hair that sheds and gets stuck on my glasses, and I keep thinking, like, oh, I just need to, you know, brush my bangs out of my eyes. It's not attached to my bangs, so no matter how many times I do that, it doesn't move it. And then I just slowly lose my mind. Let's do this one. Try like that. yeah, the ones that fall out of the ponytail. Mm-mm. Okay, boom. Have to have my Nancy Drew. For whatever reason, no one in the workshop has done stack of Nancy Drew books. Like, they're so distinctive though. Just, like, yellow book, blue stripe. You don't have to put any, like, Nancy Drew logos or anything on it. Just do the colors. Thank you. One of my favorite Nancy Drew covers. Partly because of that beautiful muted color scheme. Looks like a job for, drumroll, a new hobby! Oh, golly. Oh, no, no, no. I don't need a new hobby. I have so many of them already. I need fewer hobbies so that I can have more space in my house. I know. Absolutely want this. My favorite hanging plant in the game. Like to put a couple others next to it. Roy says I don't need a new hobby, I need a new brain. This one's full already. Oh, I relate to that. Chip says I have Blender downloaded, but then never got the tutorial started, and it is a very intensive thing I have to focus for. Haven't had the bandwidth in my brain for that. I, many years ago, tried going through the Blender tutorials. It completely defeated me. I was really sad that I was just not able to figure out Blender. At the time, I was completely obsessed with Mist Uru and really wanted to get into, like, I believe it's the Guild of Writers that does, like, fan-made age creation. I had plans. I still have somewhere my, like, weird chaotic sketch of my strange age idea, but nope. Need small plant. Some kind of nice small plant I can put over here. Programs are getting better. But I have so many other hobbies now. But, like, man, I wanted to make my own Mist Age so bad. Is it too big or just right? Clear cache on your brain. Like, it's huge, but also it's a plant. Ah. Yes. Lots of plants in here. Oh yeah. Scoop these over here. probably put some sort of little, like, umbrella stand or something. It says I still have to finish the yards for my friends' houses. I am amazed at the yards and gardens you come up with. Every time. Grab the light switch I always use everywhere. I do wish we could favorite things. Chip says the Alpine one and the Dry Creek are my favorites so far. That was so good. This one. Okay. Let me see if I can remember where this stuff is. Not there. Got some paint cans. Guess that's about what we've got. I'm gonna put a couple of color swatches in on the desk. And so, okay. So that out later. And ooh. Furniture, living room. Is it under shelves? Yes, okay. Let's grab this one. It's a gigantic TV, but okay. My thought is that's where you can display your mock-ups for the customers to look at. Okay. Oh, and welcome back, Benjamin. Maybe? See, and this is why the elderly couple always winds up buying everything I design, because they're like, carpets, bookshelves, and plants? It's perfect! Like, well, I can't design a place that doesn't have carpets, bookshelves, and plants. I'm not a monster. So the different customers or whatever that can buy the house in the game, they all have different preferences programmed in, and so you're supposed to at least design places with different styles and colors and stuff to appeal to the various potential buyers. The problem being that what the elderly couple really likes is plants, books, and carpets. But I also really love plants, books, and carpets. So whenever I'm designing a place, I can think that I'm aiming for one of the other buyers. Like, all right, they like this stuff, so I'm gonna put this stuff into this build. And then once I've done all of that, it's like, it still just looks so cold. It really needs some like rugs and some plants. I'm a little old lady. I'm an early onset little old lady. That's what's going on here. Yeah. We are grandmas, yes. I mean, I spent a lot of time at my grandma's house, where everything was very clean and very cozy. We grew up before social media. And we've seen that like insanely rapid progress and how fast trends go on social media. And after watching that for like our whole adult lives, we're just like, I'm done. I'm tired. Well, what did my grandma do? I'm pretty sure she was on to something. She seemed chill. This is my theory anyway. The rebellion against the sad beige moms. There's also an element to, like, I feel like there's something to it as well about millennials, by and large, not being able to afford homes. Like, that millennials have had to rent so much. So there's this current drive to sort of personalize your space, even if it's a rental. So lots of cozy rugs and cool statement couches and wanting plants and greenery because you're stuck in an apartment and wanting to get to nature stuff. Oh. Yeah, I see that a lot. Sad beige homes for sad beige children. Speaking of statement couches, let's find a cool couch. Have you seen Gothic Baby? There's a woman on social media, she's goth, and she went viral because she designed this gothic nursery when she had her baby. It's like this really cool updated antique crib and lots of grays and blacks and stuff, and a lot of people have complained for like years. And I actually saw a video she put out recently where she showed, okay, here's the Gothic Baby nursery, and said it's very muted and gothic and all of that. And here's their playroom, and the playroom is just like rainbow explosion child chaos. I'm like, it's called balance. Right? And I love that. Like, she's getting out her aesthetic desires while also like giving the child space to just go wild. And that's where they spend most of their time. The nursery's for sleeping. The playroom's where they're spending their days. You know? This seems like a win-win for me. Like, too big of a sofa. I just need like a little love seat. Oh, what about, is it Harper? It is Harper. So I really like that, like, while indulging her aesthetic, she's also being mindful of like her child and what the child wants and needs. It has very strong Addams Family vibes. Find a nice coffee table. Some stuff might get duplicated in the house. And, you know, this kid's like toddler or whatever, but the fact that, said, she has a space, and it's not a punishment space, like, it's really cool, where, yeah, the kid can have all of the crazy colored kids' toys, and they're not just being squished into gothic everything. Oh gosh, she had another video recently. Her child, who's like seriously like 3 or something, requested a Peppa Pig birthday party And she put all of the work in to do a Pinterest-worthy Peppa Pig birthday party. And has all these photos and videos of this, glitter pink explosion, and in the middle of it is the mom dressed like Morticia Adams. Like, yeah, that's, like, that to me is beautiful. Thank you. It's about balance. Like, she's not doing that, I guess I just have to be the mom now. My children just rob me of my personality. Like, she's not, cutting herself off to a point where she's going to resent her kids for crushing her spirit or whatever. But also, like, letting her kids have that same kind of freedom and individuality. And I'm just really appreciating that. Yes, you can be your own person without shoving it on your kid. It's about balance. We love balance. Oof. So, if you want to dress like sad beige mom, but you have a child with you who's dressed like the ultimate Dolly Parton fan, probably need a smaller chair. I say from my expert position of having no children. Says it's not even child raising experience thing. I think it's just basic human empathy. Maybe. Use this one. Yeah. And then we'll do the same lights because there's only one lamp in this game. Yeah, as long as it's not dangerous to them. Oh, yeah. Told you, I woke up sassy today. I'm very opinionated. Since this is supposed to kind of show clients what to expect, feeling more energy after all this time. Sick and she's raring to go. Well, said I took a remedy last night, so I'm feeling it today. I have arrived. Princess power. Oh, I could do a cat tree over here. Cats. Oh, I always forget about these. No. Too committed already. Cat tree. Yes. Yes. Perfect. Cat. Chiv says I was turning my sunroom into a cat space for my home office. Ah. Perfect. Perfect. If only he'd stop despawning. Oh, that's so sad. Oh. Okay, then I would like some kind of like coat rack, hat rack. It. They don't have great base game options, but we'll try. I can see Ghost Cat. I can see him on the map, hear him, but not find him. So a realistic cat. Stuff up. Space for kitty. Cat did a yeet. Have supplies in there. Oh, I should put just a little rug, because there's always space for more rugs. Something gives you good space to take off your shoes. Here we go. Okay, I love the office. Need to do something nice with the garden so that it has like the best view possible. But yeah, I like the office. Just checking for something real quick. It's giant. It's not giant. Secret snack stash. Okay, the show The Office I've actually never been able to get into. It's so not my sense of humor. I I'm aware that I'm like the only person on Earth that does not find The Office funny. I'm just weird like that. My family's tried for years. It's not for me. Okay, what if I make this into like a guest outer room? And I put the laundry in that nook. Does that work? I like MASH and Mystery Science Theater. There, that's plenty of proof that I have a sense of humor. Okay. What's this? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ugh. Okay. I guess. There. Okay. Whoop. This room is puzzling me. I like designing small spaces. Leaving big open space feels weird, and this is kind of a really big room to have a living room in. Considering adding a bathroom over here, take up some of the space. Grab another window. Oh, this one. Oh no. All right. Have a good day, Chiv. Thanks for hanging out with us. Good luck. Oh. Hello. Inu. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I can give a quick tour. Thank you. Alright, so I'm designing this like it's going to be my next office, but I haven't decided if it's going to be my next office yet. So the garage is the design office. We've got space for meeting with clients and showing them the design options. Got storage space that I can use for supplies, and the office itself. Space for Kitty. Music, place to curl up and drink hot cocoa while working on sketches. Yeah, that's my garage office concept. Hello, Chiller. Thank you. Thank you, Inu. I appreciate the positive feedback. Need to decide what color I'm doing this room. Most rooms are winding up some shade of green. I can't help myself. Walls. Paint. Let's try Morning Celadon. Yeah, I think that's a good combo. Okay. Phew. Scared myself for a second. I really love designing cozy spaces. That's just the goal. Everywhere, all the time. Oh, Benjamin says this anxiety thing. I dislike it, I must say. Oh yeah, 0 out of 10. Do not recommend. Not even on sale. Put a fireplace over there. What do I do with all of the whirling brain energy? Mostly not sleep. Just lay awake all night thinking about the stressful things without being able to do anything about them, and knowing the entire time that if you actually slept and were well rested, you would be much better equipped to deal with them tomorrow, but instead you're laying awake. So with every passing moment, you know that you're going to be worse at handling the stressful thing in the morning. I don't write the rules, that's just how it is. Benjamin says, but I really like sleep. Yeah. It's rough, man. It's really, really rough. That one? Benjamin says, my sleep will be fine. It always has been. It's the wake part that is annoying now. Yes. Oh no, Inu says, I love House Flipper. It's such a chill time. I didn't realize I have over 1,000 hours logged in. Whoopsie. Yeah, House Flipper hours add up real quick. Oh, I really wish that they had stained glass sconces to match the other stained glass lights. Wait, they do, don't they? It's been way too long since I've played. I think they have sconces. Yes! Oh, we're golden. I've never heard of that game. I didn't get into Steam until more recently. So I know that the game I have the most hours in is Skyrim, but I played that on Xbox, which doesn't track the hours played, so I have no idea how much time it actually is, and I'm scared to know. I'm okay. Operations floor. Used. Nope. Benjamin says I should beat Skyrim someday. It's my third most played game of all time. It's only been out for like 13 years. Ah. Oh, that's way too big of a rug. That's no help. I like the pattern. It's way too big. Luke says Skyrim is in his top 5 most played on Switch. So tiny. Need in between. Teeny tiny again. Oh. A little more modern than I'm going for. Oh, these are custom content ones that I downloaded from the workshop. I've been trying to cut back on workshop content because I have too much of it and it's slowing down my game. But since I'm putting rugs in all of the rooms, I'm slowly running out of in-game rugs. We'll do this one. It'll be fine. Oh no, Benjamin says the problem is I haven't re-downloaded Nexus Mod Manager on my new PC yet. Getting Skyrim all set up will sap my will to play. I will say, for stressful times, playing Skyrim with decapitation on is very therapeutic. I'm just saying. In the chillest way possible. I haven't done a ton with mods yet. Because, as I said, I mostly played on Xbox 360 even. I wanted living room, tables. Oh yeah, the multiplayer mod. One of these days. Ooh, wait, what if I do, Alright, what if I do something like this? Oh, Inez says, my favorite thing to do in front of a fireplace is to lay down a few tiles. Maybe white or black subways. Ooh. I'm gonna have to try that sometime. Okay, that's way too tall of a table. No, adding a hearth sounds smart. I've used the platforms from the farm DLC before to make like a little stone hearth to put the fireplace on. I especially like doing that with the, hang on, like the ones like this. So that one or that one. I really like doing the little platform hearth. Tables. What do I want to use here? Ooh, I could do the glass one. And then I think we're gonna do the Havana dark red, because Havana is the perfect size to fit anywhere. Okay. Okay, there's another piece of custom content that I'm trying to cut back. I can't quite currently bring myself to just eliminate it entirely, but I'm trying to be more reasonable. There we go. Book, cocoa, cookie. What more could you ask for? It's everything a princess needs. And we'll also need a place to put their feet up. Same one, because I always use that one. Okay. Yes. And I need my signature plant. Signature plant. And I need like a little row of books. This one. And hang on. Ta-da. And then you. Oh. Yeah. Small. Ta-da. All right. I need to wrap up the stream here. I believe if everything goes well, I should be back tomorrow, usual time, 3 o'clock Eastern. We'll do more House Flipper, I think, because I'm in the mood. So, until then, thank y'all so much for watching. I'm so glad that you were able to spend this time with me, and I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye, everybody.